Hey everybody, welcome to Willow's Roots. Hope you're having a great week. Today I wanted to talk about something that I would like to call If the Walls Could Talk. This is kind of a concept I've been thinking about the past couple weeks because there's been a lot of transition going on in my family. Lots of moving and relocating, resettling. And one day I was just thinking, what if the walls in those homes could talk? What would they say? There's just so much held up in those walls, so many memories, so many conversations, good, bad, the ugly, the sad. And some of you are probably thinking, oh man, it's a good thing my walls can't talk because they'd be saying a lot of stuff that you probably won't want people to know. But recently my parents have been relocating and they have just gone through a nightmare. My dad thought he would be like super gracious and kind to my mom and hire this moving company. Well, this moving company turned out to be a fraud, and they pretty much stole everything in my parents' house. Their stuff was missing for like 3 months. My dad had hired some attorneys. The police were involved. It was just a nightmare. And just like, it was just a really big nightmare. A huge heartache to my parents. But flash forward anyway, the stuff has been found. And even though the stuff has been found, a lot of stuff has been broken and damaged, and it still is kind of a mess, but it's calming down. And then my brother and sister-in-law, they sold their house. They moved into an apartment. And I was just thinking, man, like all of this moving from the homes that they've been in, like there's so many memories in my parents' house in Florida, like taking Willow there for the first time, my nephew being there for the first time, Christmases, holidays. I remember being down there and Sarah and Dustin coming to the house telling us that, she was diagnosed with cancer, and just having some of those really hard, difficult conversations in that house. Dustin and Sarah fostered and brought those foster children to that house, my parents' house. My grandmother passed away, and so there's just a lot of really rich memories in that house, in my parents' house in Florida. And, Dustin and Sarah's house, they fought the cancer battle in that house. Like I said, they fostered children in that house. They've planted a church while they've been in that house. And it has, they have really rich memories there too. And I just, you try not to be attached to things because they're just things, but sometimes it is hard to walk away. But anyway, all that to say, I was thinking about the walls and memories in the home, and I felt like the Lord brought to my mind the story of the walls of Jericho. That's Willow. Daddy's upstairs.
Why?
He went to get Milo. And so I just felt like God was asking me, Morgan, what walls do you have up that need to come down? If you go to Joshua 6, and I'm not going to read it because it's really long, but if you read it, it's the story of the walls of Jericho, and he promises them that city, and they march around the walls, and the walls come down. And so the victory is theirs. And I just felt like him asking me, what walls do you still have up that need to come down? What are things that you're holding on to in your personal life that you need to allow me to have victory over? Whether it's just something that's like something that I'm bitterly hanging on to, or whether it really is a situation that I've been trying to control, and God just wants those things to come down. He wants victory over those things. So I felt God asking me, what are those things? So in my life, I kind of reflected. I made a list, and sometimes the thing with walls is that it can take a long time for those to come down. The story in the Bible, you know, it takes them 7 days, and to us that doesn't seem like a long time, but to them that was, you know, they were constantly marching 7 days, and that's a lot of work. But you know, it may not be instantaneously. It may take a while. So I want to encourage you with this scripture from Isaiah 40:31. And it says, "Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." So as you're making that list of things that you feel like you're hearing God tell you, this needs to come down, you need to allow me to remove this in your life, just don't grow weary. It may be a process, it may be instant, but just allow the Lord to just do what he loves to do, and that's to really minister to you and transform you from the inside out. And one more verse is in Galatians 6:9. And it says, "Also, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." And that's so encouraging to know that you're going to reap a harvest. When those walls come down and you don't give up and you let God do what he wants to do, you're going to reap a harvest from that, and you will see new life and new exciting things come to pass in your life. So I want to leave that with you today. I just challenge you, you know, to do as I did. Write those things down. Pray over those continuously. Do not give up praying. The Lord's going to answer those prayers. He's faithful to his children. He hears our prayers. And I leave you with that today as to, if the walls could talk, what would they say? What walls in your life need to come down? I hope you have a great week. If you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends. Share this video. And I will see you next week. Bye.